Probably within this year, I'm probably thinking of moving out of my house to go flatting.
I've been flatting for about 5 years now. Yeah.
How many times have you moved?
Oh gosh. I'm in my 4th house now.
I've been flatting for 5 months now.
What costs did you think you would have before you started flatting, and how did they match your reality?
The costs that I assumed I would have were obviously rent, electricity, water, and that's about it.
You kind of have to put together a bond before you can go flatting, which means that you need to plan for the bond, and then I also need to plan for the first week's rent. Okay,
you've got your initial bond to get into your flat, and then you've got a letting fee, and then you have your weekly rent. You have, like, obviously the rates are within the rent. You've got your power, your internet, your Sky if you've got Sky. What else did there?
Total move-in costs would have been roughly $2,000.
Maybe like 2-3 grand, I'd say is like sort of acceptable, but I think that's probably because I don't need a lot to really like do life.
We were pretty lucky that we've just moved around Hamilton, so moving costs, it was mostly just paying for trailers or, you know, getting people to help us move. The only other expense, which I found quite hard, was paying double rent for a couple of weeks at places here and there. You know, if you can't quite get out of a lease early enough, or you've got like a lap over period of a couple of weeks, you may be paying $100 one place, but you know that's $100 less you have a week when you're still paying for a room somewhere else.
Per week, everything included. So $260 per week for rent and $35 per month for internet. Electricity is about $50 per month, so that's just about $600. $300 per week.
I'm gonna go with like $550.
Were you prepared for how much you would have to pay when you first started flatting?
No, I wasn't. I thought it was going to be a lot cheaper than it is. I worked about 30-hour weeks on top of my full-time study, and that really only just got me by.
Right now, I'm actually saving a lot of money. Like, I get little acting jobs every now and then on top of working, and I'll take 80% of that and put it in a savings fund and for when I move out, so that in case, like on the off chance that one week I don't have enough to pay for rent, it's there to save me.
So, like, you know, when you've got your bills and you've got rent and you've got insurance, you've got car payments, petrol, and your social life on top of that, you really need to have another source of income on top of. I had student allowance, and you know, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, I reckon if you're going to move out, you should definitely save up quite a lot of money before you're like, okay, it's time to move out, because you don't know, like, there are going to be unexpected costs that are going to come up.
Yeah, there's a lot of hidden expenses when it comes to flatting, that's for sure.
Oh man, that is such a tough question.
I would give them a warning, and then 2 warnings, and if third time they'd be out. That would be my approach.
We had issues. It was only one flatmate that we had temporarily for about 3 months, and I don't know how many times he put his rent in late into our bank account, but because he was putting in late, it was causing our bank accounts to go into overdraft.
I think it really depends on your relationship with the person as well, because if they're just like your flatmate and they're not paying their rent, I'd honestly be like, flat meeting, can we please get rid of this person and get someone that's going to pay rent so that we can stay in this house, you know?
So then we just made him pay all of the overdraft fees on top of everything else that he owed us. You know, we would never actually fork out for his own bills, he had to do it. You know, obviously you pay a bond when you go into a house, but you may not get all of that bond back. Therefore, that can be an expense at your account. Also with some bonds you're required to pay for commercial cleaning. You know, you don't always guarantee if that's going to happen. As students we used to look out and grab one and all those kind of pages for, like, you know, bargain deals when it came to house cleaning. That was really good. But yeah, so we had to get commercial cleaning and commercial carpet cleaning for all of our houses that we've left. Also, when you are leaving a flat or you're transferring house, there's a hidden cost with the power companies or Sky or internet or something to cancel your accounts or move your accounts. So we definitely found those hidden expenses as well.
My best piece of advice for someone who's about to start flatting is to not only screen the places that that you've shortlisted, but make sure that you've really talked to the person who's currently living there, because you have to live with them potentially, and you need to make sure that you guys get along, because that can be a big downside if you don't. And also, if your choice of apartment or house is not your favorite, but you get along with the person really well, then definitely keep it as a top contender.
What advice I would give to first-time flatters is have savings. And don't spend all your money on stupid things. Like, if you're going to go shopping or something that week, make sure you've got enough money for rent and food and bills and all those payments that come out, because you don't want to spend $20 on a new shirt or something but then realise, oh, I can't pay for my power bill next week.